Tom King.
The cookie told me so.
Desserts aren't always right.
But they're so sweet.
Christian Arcand.
What makes you the authority, brah?
Christian and King.
I know what the good is.
Welcome to the Goody Room.
Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN New Hampshire Radio. Streaming live on ESPNNewHampshireRadio.com.
So what? So what? So let's dance.
Now, here's Christian Arcand and Tom King.
Third and final hour, Christian and King, ESPN New Hampshire, streaming live on the ESPN Radio app and on ESPNNHradio.com. Breaking news out of Foxborough, ladies and gentlemen, just heard this in the last hour. Logan Menkins, out of here. Shipped to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In exchange, Patriots will get back tight end Tim Wright and a draft pick, but we don't know what kind of draft pick. Tom King, how high of a draft pick should Logan Menkins fetch back along with this tight end Wright? Fifth, you think? I'd say that's probably
32-year-old offensive lineman. They don't.
No, that doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. You look around the league at the guard play right now. Every team needs guards. They don't care if they're 32. They don't care if they're 25.
If it's lower,
they don't care who it is.
If it's lower than a fifth, they're getting fleeced.
Maybe. And I also feel like the Bucs
meaning Tampa Bay's getting fleeced.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay at this point probably doesn't think they're one guard away from competing for a playoff spot.
Lovie Smith wasn't born yesterday. I mean, he's a pretty I don't know who makes the I don't know who the GM is down there, but Lovie doesn't. Lovie knows the deal, and they're not going to give up they're giving up a starting, a rookie tight end who caught, for nearly 600 yards last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for that alone, giving up a commodity like that brings the draft pick down.
Yeah.
So, it's not going to be more. It's a fourth-round pick? Okay. Yeah, I said fourth or fifth when we were talking off the air.
Yeah.
So, that's about right. I would have said fifth, but I wouldn't have gone fourth. If I was Tampa Bay, I would have held out. I would have held out to go one more round.
Yeah.
But
Tim Wright, by the way, not a huge guy. 6'4", about 220.
Yeah.
So we're not, and he's apparently.
So we're not looking at a blocking tight end.
Considered a very poor blocking tight end.
We're looking at a guy.
We're talking about a pass catcher.
We're looking at a guy that's a pass catcher.
Right.
And we're looking at a team that may be wondering about the fragility of one Rob Gronkowski.
So let's break this down in two ways, Tom King. What does this mean for the tight end position with the Patriots, and now what does this mean for the O-line position?
Well, it probably means that Dan Connolly has a job.
Dan Connolly and Wendell both. I don't think you can afford to lose either one of them.
Wendell would have stayed anyway because Stork is about to go on IR.
Right.
I think. So the Stork is not going to be making any visit to Foxborough until next year.
Hey-o.
Boom. So save your jar of pickles, and all that other food, the ice cream and everything else, But for Connolly, it probably means he keeps his job. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. He has to now.
But it also means that some of their younger offensive linemen have come around to the point where they feel that they can rely on them.
Yeah.
Because they feel
the Josh Kleins of the world.
They feel they can give them exactly what Menkins gives them now for less money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the cap hit's probably still going to be upwards of $7 or $8 million, I think.
All right. Now what does this mean for the tight end position? Wow. Now you have Rob Gronkowski, who's obviously everything you want at the tight end position, all rolled into one.
You have somebody now who can play regularly at tight end for you when the season starts, because I don't think Gronkowski can do that.
I think you're right. And now do you keep Omanawa Nui? You need one blocking tight end at least, right?
Yeah, I believe you do keep him.
I think now you got to keep him.
Well, unless.
Or they turn him into a wide receiver.
No, unless they feel that he's going to be. No, they got to turn the tight end into a wide receiver.
Tim Wright, they could. 6'4", 220. That's wide receiver height right there.
Maybe.
And if you can't block, why not? Split him out. Make him the new Aaron Hernandez. Line him up at fullback.
Unless they feel. See, he weighs about as much as Hernandez.
Yeah.
He's not as tall. I mean, he's taller than Hernandez. So I think Hernandez was what, 6'1"? 6'2"?
6'2", I think.
6'2", yeah.
Around there. 6'1", 6'2".
The situation with Omanamanui is, do they think he's headed for IR? That's what I'm curious about that. So that's a big question. This is an interesting deal.
Yeah, it is.
Because basically it asks a lot of it makes you ask more questions than you maybe had before. Things you took for granted aren't being taken for granted anymore.
Yeah. Burt Breer just tweeted that Tim Wright's 2014 cap number is $498,333.
Yeah.
Just over $10 million less than
Well,
Logan Mankins would be.
He's on a rookie contract.
I know. Do you think that this could be a money clearing sort of move to maybe try and make a run at Darrelle Revis and sign him to an extension?
Well, whenever you look at your roster, you look at, okay, what are we getting for our value here? Okay, and how much are we paying out in cap money, and to who, or who's causing us, who's putting us, who is restricting our salary cap?
Yeah.
And are they worth it? So they looked at Mankins probably a while ago and said, okay, let's keep an eye on this. And what they saw, they said, all right, he's pretty much where he was last year.
Yeah.
And we didn't like where he was last year.
And he took a step back last year.
We didn't like where he was last year. So we should probably do something.
Yeah.
Now, who called who? I would imagine the Patriots called Tampa and not the other way around.
You think?
Well, I mean, the Patriots probably looked around and said, who needs guards? Now, a team that I thought could have been in the mix for Mankins would have been the New York Giants. Because they got offensive linemen dropping like flies right now.
The Steelers. I mean, there's a lot of teams.
There's a lot of teams that are out there.
And almost every team in the league would want Logan Mankins because
a lot of teams want Logan Ryan too.
Yeah, him too. But they want Logan Mankins because there's guards in the league. I mean, there is a real shortage right now.
Right,
it's like power hitters in baseball. There's no good guards anymore.
There is.
Mankins is one of the best.
Right. Well, he was one of the best. He's no longer.
He might still be one of the best.
Nah, he's no longer one of the best.
They're not very good. I mean, there's not a lot of good guards out there.
I know, but still, the Patriots obviously felt that they had players that were
well,
as good
now
as
that they have an opening on the offensive line, Tom, I think it's time to do one thing, and that is talk to Richie Incognito. Today on Going Incognito, Richie sits down with Bill Belichick. Hey! I couldn't think of a good one there. Sorry. That one just sort of snuck up on me, but there you go. Yeah, hey, Incognito needs a job. He was just down checking out Tampa, wasn't he? Wasn't he just down in Tampa?
Well, see, there's the thing.
Yeah.
There's where the opening was created. Patriots are saying, oh, okay, wait a minute. You want Richie Incognito?
Coming up this Thursday on Going Incognito.
We got somebody who's a lot less drama than him. Now,
Richie signs with the Patriots and moves into Aaron Hernandez's old house in Attleboro. Whoa!
Again.
This Friday on Going Incognito.
This Friday, we search for Richie Incognito's Flophouse. Whoa! The thing is, that's too much.
Sorry.
Richie Incognito texted Bill Belichick 40 times today. Whoa!
We'll read through all those text messages next on Going. Yeah.
All right, here's the thing. Does Mankins say, I ain't going?
Maybe.
It's too hot down in Tampa. I don't want to go down there.
I think he'd like it in Tampa.
I don't think he would.
Mankins strikes me as a hardcore.
He'd like it out in Seattle.
As a hardcore redneck.
He'd like it out in Seattle.
Why would he want to be in Seattle?
It's cold. It's cooler there. You can hunt. All those
you can
fun
hunt
things.
in Tampa.
What do you do? Yeah. What do you hunt?
In Seattle, the hippies all stand out there and they protect the wildlife and they don't let anyone hunt anything.
What do you hunt in Tampa? Alligators?
Gators?
Oh, come on. He's not a gay, I mean, really.
Deer? I don't know.
Deer?
There's deer down there.
I don't know.
Bucks? They shoot bucks in Florida. Listen, Logan Mankins wants to kill animals in Florida. He's going to kill animals in Florida. All I'm saying is that they're a little more open to that down there than maybe they would be in Seattle, where it's a bunch of friggin' hippies and, they don't let you do anything. The only thing that's legal in Seattle is smoking pot.
That's true.
You can't hunt anything.
Or
down in Florida, they give you a gun when you cross in.
Seattle, or you can go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what hillbillies love is the Starbucks.
Right, exactly.
Starbucks in the pot. 603-883-9900 is your phone number.
I don't know. I bet
he'd want to go there because he'd had a good chance to win a Super Bowl. But I mean, listen, Tampa Bay is not a team that's on the up or anything like that. I wouldn't say that. I think this could be a mutually beneficial move, though. I think Logan Mankins could definitely help out that O-line. And I think the Patriots freeing up money that they could use to sign Revis, getting a tight end who can catch passes, and getting a draft pick. I think it went great. This went perfectly.
Yeah, it's a good trade. It's beneficial to everybody except Logan Mankins.
Except Logan Mankins.
That's the thing. And Logan Mankins has already proven I can hold out with the best of them.
Yeah.
Because he did it.
Yeah. And now he's getting traded to Tampa Bay.
I know, yeah, exactly.
So there you go. Enjoy the rest of that 6-year contract down there.
Yeah, and he could hold out
Have
there.
fun.
You know?
Yeah.
He could hold out. I mean, he could balk at going. He could say, I'm not going to report.
Mm.
If that happens.
Then what happens?
I don't know. That's a very interesting point. That's a very interesting question. My guess is they may have already, if they're smart, they may have already broached it with Logan, and he already has accepted the idea of going down there.
Yeah, could be.
That I think if you're going to make a trade like that with a player like that, you let the player know and then say, okay, would you do it or wouldn't you? You know, and Logan may have said, okay, fine, you don't want me here, I'll go down to Tampa.
Yeah.
So that could be the case, but we don't know.
No, we have no idea.
No, we have no idea because they never tell you anything.
What a wild, wild trade.
You know,
Just,
and I'm sure this happened after. What time did Belichick speak today?
He
This morning?
spoke, earlier, right when we went on the air, like 12:30.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And there was no hint of it then. So.
No, of course not. Then he just drops the bomb right on top.
And he
of
doesn't
everyone's
have to talk to anybody.
Nope.
Until after Thursday night's game, and then after the game Thursday night, all he has to say is, "Well, I'm only here to talk about the game." You know?
Yeah. So,
it's perfect. Tom.
Tim Wright, assuming that he is semi-productive and a 4th-round pick, is that a good enough return for Logan Mankins?
Oh, for Mankins at 32, yeah.
Yes. You think
for Mankins 5 years ago, maybe not. Maybe a little higher pick.
Probably could have got like a 2nd-rounder.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. But I mean, for Mankins now, oh yeah, sure. You kidding me? You get 2 things like that. You get a 4th-round pick, and I'm surprised I get the 4. I'm surprised the pick is that high.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been like 5th and 6th.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, because you're getting a young player who just came off a pretty decent rookie year.
Mm.
Now, I don't know the history of this guy. You know, I don't
Would
know.
you consider Mankins the Patriots' best offensive lineman?
No, I would consider Mankins the Patriots' most recognizable offensive
Who's the
lineman.
best? Solder?
Solder.
Okay.
Your left tackle's got to be. If your left tackle isn't your best offensive lineman,
He wasn't for
you got some problems.
2 years
Well,
ago. He wasn't.
He was because he was learning.
Okay.
Now he's
Well, fine. 2 years ago, Logan Mankins I think was better than Matt
now
Light.
2 years ago, Logan Mankins was holding out.
Yeah, that's true. But
Okay.
that's because he was better. I mean, he was worth that money.
Well, now
Maybe now, not
they're
so much.
finding out not so much.
But then he was. He was the best offensive lineman on that team, even when Matt Light was there. I think Mankins was better than Light when they were in their 20s, when he was in his 20s, and Light was towards the end.
Now let me my son. Let me give you a quick
Don't call me your son,
proverb here.
please.
Let me give you a quick proverb here.
Yes.
All right. The NFL does not live in the past.
True.
I do,
Right.
but the NFL does not.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back to when Logan Mankins was in his 20s and how good he was then, you live it in the past. You do not base your value on the player in the past. You base them on the NFL is they say not for long and all
Right.
that. It's basically what have you done for me lately?
It is.
And that's the way it is in the NFL. You think if Tom Brady's production had gone down, he'd still be the starting quarterback of the Patriots?
No, I don't.
Or be able to get a contract the way he's gotten it or be held in the highest team than he is? No, of course not. He would have been, they would have found somebody better.
Here's my problem. Here's my thing. Mankins may have lost a step, but now he's gone. Now you got Solder and Vollmer on the tackles, and in between.
Well, Vollmer's been hurt, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. So
Right.
hopefully you got him there. If not, then you got to move some guys around. But assuming that you have those two guys, your starting tackles, in between those two tackles is now Wendell, Connolly, and Cannon, with maybe a guy like Josh Klein moving in and taking
Klein
some snaps.
I think there's some other guys in there that have shown some
Halapio and some of these other guys, Jalapio, however you say his name.
Yep.
The rookie, and you look at that. I don't feel great about that. I don't feel great about that offensive line, especially without Scarnecchia, and especially when they come down to the playoffs. I mean, if they're going up against a team with a good D line, this team that line's going to have to play against the Lions. Okay, it's going to have to play against Sue and Fairley and Ziggy Ansah and that new guy they just drafted and all of that. I mean, this could end up being, and I hope it isn't, and I hope that Bill sees what we aren't seeing here. But I mean, if the offensive line wasn't a strength for them in the playoffs last year, and now you're trading Mankins away for a pass-catching tight end and a 4th-round pick, they make it to the playoffs, and that old line starts getting abused. No one's going to talk about how great of a trade this was.
But they obviously take a look at this and say that old line wasn't that good last year because of one of the reasons is that Mankins didn't play that well.
Could,
and
yeah,
he hasn't shown that much in practice. He's gotten beaten consistently in practice, so it's time. You know, maybe a new system and a new situation will help him out.
As soon as it seems like you're slipping, and if you're overpaid to put on top of that, you're not safe on the Patriots.
I'll tell you what.
You're not really safe anywhere, but you're definitely not safe on the Patriots.
This shows you one thing. The NFL does not – you don't trade player for player very often.
Hardly ever.
You know?
Yeah.
Or trade for players. You know? I mean, the Patriots are not afraid to deal. They trade. They traded for Talib a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. They traded for Deion Branch a couple of years, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
They are not afraid to make deals. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the one thing that you get with this. You know, they use their resources, and they obviously felt that they had, you know, and in terms of trading Mankins, if you didn't do it now for this value, you weren't going to get this value for him 3 months from now. Because my guess is his play has slipped enough that he probably wouldn't have been performed as well, and his value would have gone down even further.
Yeah, probably.
This is Bill Belichick does not try to hide behind the word value, okay? He doesn't. He overuses it, but he doesn't hide behind it because basically it is about value. And Mankins' value was starting to go down, and they felt that if they had the people to fill in for Mankins, they could get away with this, and they do. Yeah. You know?
Logan Mankins, as Mike Loico just reminded me on Twitter, never won a ring in New England.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was not on the 2004
team. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Wow, he's beyond that, huh?
Yeah.
Drafted after that. Interesting.
Yeah.
And Wilfork's only won one.
He's only got the 04, yeah. And that was his rookie year.
Right.
Yeah.
So
all right.
now there's, the originals left?
Just Brady.
Wilfork and
Brady and Wilfork. That's it.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah. 4th round pick, Timothy Wright, coming to New England. Logan Mankins, now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. What do you think about that? 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. You can text into the show, 50352. React to this breaking news that we just got here within the last hour. In case you missed it, Logan Mankins traded to Tampa. Patriots get back tight end Tim Wright and a 4th round pick from the Bucs. 603-883-9900. Give us a call. Let us know what you think. We'll be right back here. It's Christian and King.
CSA Graphics offers the best screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items in the area. Everything is done in-house, which allows CSA to make just one or thousands of items. Whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or uniforms, CSA will increase your brand awareness and get the word out about your company. CSA Graphics considers customer service their top priority. Gary and his staff work directly with you to create your printed version in the most efficient and affordable manner possible.
Call CSA Graphics at 978-577-6427 or visit CSAGFX.com.
How many miles per gallon do you get from your work van? 8, maybe 15? Want to get 30 miles per gallon? Holloway Sprinter in Manchester has clean diesel 2014 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 2500 cargo vans that get an estimated 30 miles per gallon. Yes, a full-size cargo van at 30 miles per gallon. That's almost twice what you're probably getting now. That's serious savings in fuel. And even more value, the 2014 Sprinter gets an oil change every 15,000 miles. That's more time on the road, getting the job done. Holloway Sprinter has a fresh lineup of cargo vans, crew vans, passenger vans, and even minibuses. Stop in for a test drive today. Can't come to us? We'll come to you. Holloway Sprinter, 875 Gold Street in Manchester, off South Willow, or online at nhsprinter.com. That's nhsprinter.com. Fuel economy based on 2,500 144 wheelbase cargo van at 50% low capacity at highway speeds. Results are based on SAE J1979, J1939 tests as conducted by Winter Park Engineering, LLC. EPA based on fuel economy estimates are not required for vehicles with a gross vehicle weight rating of 8,500 pounds or greater. nhsprinter.com.
Celebrate the sub that started the toasted sub revolution. Right now, get into Quiznos for a small classic Italian for just $2.99. After over 30 years, Quiznos is still toasting up flavor. And to celebrate, we're offering a special price on the sub that started it all. Our famous classic Italian. Just $2.99 for a small sub featuring capicola, salami, ham, pepperoni, every day, all day in July and August.
Quiznos, 290 Main Street in Nashua. Toasty. Beals Insurance Agency is proud to announce the opening of their new Londonderry office. Located on Route 102, Beals Insurance is committed to serving Londonderry, Derry, Wyndham, and Litchfield. while offering the best price and quality coverage that's right for you. Whether it's home, auto, or business insurance, make the right call with Beals Insurance Agency. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com.
There's a place where action and adventure have no boundaries. A place where sunrise to sunset all summer long, you can find an adventure around every turn. It's the Mountain Adventure at Cranmore, right in the heart of North Conway. Cruise down the mountainside on our mountain coaster, a thrill ride that screams through crazy twists and turns. Get into the trees at Aerial Adventure Park with 5 different rope courses for different ability levels. Conquer Cranmore's new climbing wall or soar the 700-foot Soaring Eagle zip line. There's summer tubing, giant swing rides, bouncy houses, gem mining, and action for all ages. Cranmore is the summer playground where you can play all day. So come, find it all summer long here at Cranmore.
Cranmore is open daily through Labor Day from 10 to 6, then weekends through Columbus Day 10 to 5. Visit Cranmore.com for online specials and e-coupons.
Lease examples are 24 or 36 months with 10,000 miles a year with 3,000 cash or trade equity down. Administration, tax, title, and destination charges are not included. Must qualify for all incentives. All rebates to dealer. See dealer for details.
Don't let the calendar fool you. With 0 for 60-month financing back on select vehicles, there are some hot deals waiting for you during the Labor Day sales event at Bonneville & Son Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. There's plenty of summer and fall driving season in front of us, so enjoy it with a loaded 4-door 2015 Chrysler 200 for just $139 a month. Drive a loaded 2014 Chrysler Town & Country minivan for just $149 a month. It's sporty, sexy, and fun, plus offers great gas mileage. Meet the 2014 Dodge Dart for just $99 a month. Don't miss the Labor Day savings that have made Bonneville & Son Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram New Hampshire's #1 selling Chrysler dealer. Take exit 9S off I-93 in Manchester.
4 generations, 1 passion, believe in Bonneville.
Online at BonnevilleandSon.com.
Nashua Wallpaper is a family-owned business that has been serving the community for over 65 years. They work with builders, businesses, architects, and homeowners. Nashua Wallpaper specializes in all types of paint and coatings, flooring, kitchens and counters, window treatments, and installations. Their experience, selection, and buying power have made them the leading and most competitive supplier of decorative products in New Hampshire. Find out more at NashuaPaint.com.
You want sports? How about the Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics? Hear them all right here on ESPN New Hampshire. Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Breaking news out of Foxborough as the Patriots have completed a trade with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that will send 6-time Pro Bowl guard Logan Mankins to Tampa in exchange for tight end Tim Wright and the Buccaneers' 4th-round pick. Mankins, the second highest paid Patriot, had a cap hit of $10.5 million and a base salary of $6.25 million. Wright, the tight end, a second-year player, caught 54 passes for 571 yards and 5 touchdowns last season. Wright's salary for 2014 is $498,333. He is in the second year of a 3-year deal. Patriots are getting ready for their preseason finale against the Giants on Thursday at MetLife Stadium. Coach Bill Belichick announced that rookie Jimmy Garoppolo will be the starter. UNH Wildcats getting ready to hit the gridiron in their season opener this weekend in Toledo. Coach Sean McDonald was on the Christian and King show yesterday, and he knows that Toledo's no joke.
Toledo tattooed us the last time I went out there, guys. They just ran around us, through us, and over us, and, just outplayed us totally. And got to go out there and see if we've gotten better and we can compete with them.
And the Red Sox will try and build on their win last night over Toronto when they take on the Blue Jays tonight at Rogers Center at 7 o'clock. I'm Christian Arcan. The Sports Center is brought to you by Infinity of Nashua, the official luxury car of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them online at infinityofnashua.com.
This is the sports station with granite roots. This is ESPN New Hampshire, Christian and King.
Oh, 883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. Text the show, 50352. Patriots trade Logan Mankins.
Say, what do you want to talk about?
I know. That's the big story right here. But it is Tuesday. It's kind of like a Friday for Tom and I because we're going on vacation after this. Not together, but we're both going on separate vacations. Just kidding. Tom and I are going to Fire Island. We rented a little cabana.
Yeah, well,
should be a lot of fun.
That should be great. Oh, God.
No, actually, where are you going? You going anywhere?
I got company coming.
Oh, you got company coming. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to head up. I think I'm just going to
The
head up.
Compound is a vacation.
I'm going to have like
people come to the Compound for their vacation.
Right, and they get shot at on the doorstep.
Well, sometimes, yeah, that's true. That's exactly
People
it.
come to the Compound to get shot at by an angry recluse who lives
right.
inside.
Exactly.
Yes, it's just like the Branch Davidians back in Waco. What the Compound basically is. 603-883-9900.
It has its cult following.
883-9900.
Of one.
Right.
Maybe 2 or 3. You never know.
Yeah, could be.
But people do, I could probably, make some coin over the summertime and rent the Compound.
There's no way you would rent the Compound out.
Of course not. I would.
Because if you got home and someone else was in your house and you didn't want them to be there, you would lose your mind.
Oh, I know.
You'd flip out.
That's right.
Even if they weren't bothering, even if they weren't even doing anything.
Right, I know.
Just their existence. It's like when Cartman, you ever see the South Park where Cartman buys the amusement park?
No.
And he wants to just have it all
Have
to
it all
himself.
to himself and doesn't want to let anybody in.
And
Yeah.
that's like the business model. And they say, and the whole thing with this amusement park is you can't go to it. So then finally a ride breaks down. So Cartman realizes he has to hire a guy, or no, people sneak in, so he has to hire a security guard.
Right.
So he has to let people in to get money to pay the security guard.
Right.
And then a ride breaks, so he has to,
So
let
you-
more
you
people
gotta
in to do
basically
that.
go into business.
Right, but then when he's walking around and there's like a line of one person to get on the ride that he wants to go on, he completely flips out and starts screaming and yelling and sells the park back to the guy who originally had it. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
And that's pretty much what you would be like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same thing. There you go. 603-883-9900. Text in at 50352. Big news right now. The New England Patriots have traded 6-time Pro Bowl guard Logan Mankins to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be honest with you, Tom. I like this trade.
I think it's a smart move on their part.
I think it's a very smart move. I think that Mankins is as good as he was. Did take a major step down. His play was down all across the board last season. You saw him get beat a lot of times, especially in the AFC Championship game against Denver. You saw him get beat a few times there.
Justin's all upset about it.
Justin's upset?
Yes.
Justin was a Mankins fan?
We don't like it when Justin's upset.
No, we don't.
No. So,
sorry, Justin.
Justin's very upset because he thinks Mankins was like, a warrior. He'd do anything. He'd play left tackle sometimes, the whole bit.
Ooh, wow. You go from right guard to right tackle?
To the left tackle.
What a warrior.
I know, So
Marcus Cannon's done that about 80 times.
He's
Marcus Cannon's Logan Mankins,
he
but
does
still.
it. He's upset. Justin's living in the past with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 32 years old, his play's down. He's making a lot of money. He's not worth the money anymore. I mean, I think that makes sense.
He's not worth the money, and that's why they traded him.
Yeah. He's still a good player. I mean, he's still probably a good enough player to start on the Patriots. But for that $10 million, no, I'm sorry. There's no way you could justify that.
One thing in pro football you always worry about is there someone who could take my place?
Right.
Is there someone they could get that could play in my spot?
Mm-hmm.
It's
a common fear in the sports talk radio world as well.
Yeah, but
maybe not so much here.
Who could replace him? No,
right.
I'm irreplaceable. You're never gonna find anybody like me.
No, that's true. You won't.
You won't.
We're going to keep trying.
Right, you may want to.
It may take us for our whole
lives.
lives.
You may want to find somebody who's totally unlike me,
right.
and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. But we never will find someone just like you.
Right, no, exactly.
Unless something very unlucky happens.
Right, exactly.
We'll keep looking.
Unless I get cloned.
Right.
But, but this is a deal. Again, they don't hide behind the word value. They mean it. When they say value, they mean it. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So they are going to go with, they're going to, and the thing is what does this mean? What were they thinking in terms of what they got? In terms of the tight end?
Yeah.
The draft pick speaks for itself. They have an extra, Belichick loves draft picks. You get an extra pick, you play around with that.
Right.
But the tight end is a valuable commodity to this team right now.
Yeah, it is.
Now Houben Awanui went back on the field yesterday in pads. So he's back.
Yep.
So I thought maybe if he hadn't been back that they were going to IR him. And that's what this may mean. But
I don't think they will now.
They won't now. And this tells you that, Rob Gronkowski is on the mend.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there. But they don't think that he's probably progressing the way that they feel he should be.
And they're progressing. He's progressing exactly how they thought he would be, but they still want some insurance.
All right. Well, there's no doubt about it.
I think that's absolutely.
But you get a young tight end.
Yeah.
You know, who now you got two guys on the roster and tight ends. For the first time since Aaron Hernandez, went loco. You have two tight ends who can catch the football very well for you. And what this does is this gives Brady. He caught 5 touchdowns with Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
How close do you think Tampa Bay ever got to the end zone on a regular basis with these teams?
On a regular basis?
Not that much, right?
Not very much.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that he caught that many touchdown passes tells you that this guy can get open in the end zone.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
With a good team, he probably would have had 10.
Probably.
So, that gives them an end zone. That gives them more of a very good red zone threat to go along with the one they already have.
Yeah. And in case the one they already have goes down, which is what I'd be more concerned about than how well he's progressing.
Right. They have a guy who they needed a pass catching tight end as insurance for Gronkowski. There was no doubt about it. They've been going through guy after guy after guy, and it just wasn't happening. So they got somebody now.
Yeah.
Now, the flip side of this, are the linemen that they currently have good enough to make you forget about Logan Mankins? Well, let's go back a couple of years when they didn't have Logan Mankins. They didn't play that badly without him, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They missed him then, but they brought him back, but that was more of a case where if he didn't come back by the 10th week, he wasn't going to be able to come back at all.
Exactly.
So, and they felt that they needed him because they gave him the money. So, do they have the people in place that they want? Maybe not. But they feel comfortable enough to do it. So that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
The value.
Logan Mankins, according
to
Shalise Menza-Young, just tweeted, Logan Mankins has started every game he played with the Patriots.
Yeah.
130 in the regular season, 17 in the playoffs, 6-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler.
Started every game he played with the Patriots. He was out here and there, wasn't
right.
he? Yeah. So, but no, Logan Mankins was, look, he was a great offensive lineman for this team. But his value was dropping.
Yeah. It was.
So I think this was a match.
And at this point, I trust Belichick enough to know when a guy who previously had given them something and had been a good warrior and a good soldier and a household name, which Logan Mankins was.
Sure.
He knows when to move on. He doesn't keep them too long. And when he sends them away, usually they don't end up doing much wherever they go. This is classic. This is what Belichick's good at. So while there's going to be people out there who are going to be flipping out over, the Justin Bastinellis of the world, getting all upset that Mankins isn't back, I have no reason not to trust Belichick.
I think Mankins will help.
He never lets guys go too early.
I think Mankins will help wherever he goes. Tampa Bay had some real bad offensive line problems.
Yeah.
There are other teams that had the same problems. You noted, there are other teams that had the same problems. So there's probably a few other teams. There's probably a couple of teams out there scratching their heads saying, geez, if we know we could have gotten this guy, we would have made this deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it had to be a match. So what did the Patriots need? What did they need the most? Probably a tight end.
Yeah.
That
is what they needed the most,
right.
I think.
Right. So
or maybe like a safety, but
so it was a match.
Yeah. On offense, it makes sense.
This was a match. And they get an extra pick out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Win-win. Tampa Bay is going to like Logan Mankins for a couple of years. Then it's going to get to the point where he's not going to be worth the money anymore, and they'll cut him.
Mankins he started all 130 games he played, but he's only played in 16 games once in the last 4 years. Once.
He's only done what?
He's only played in all. Can you stop, please? He's only played.
Well, catch with stat.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. He's only played in all 16 games once in the last 4 years.
Well, let's one of these usually held out for 10 games.
Right, but I'm just saying, like he's only played a complete 16-game season once in the last 4 years.
Right.
Which is something I think you keep in mind there too.
Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
look, they traded an aging, slipping, but still valuable offensive lineman.
Yeah.
An aging, overpaid, but trending down offensive lineman.
Last year he played 16 games. In 2012 he played in 10. 2011 he played in 15. 2012 he played in 10. 2011 he played in 15, and in 2010 he played in 9.
Mm-hmm.
And from 05 to 09 he played in all 16 games every single one of those years. But lately, yes, everything's trended downwards. He is a guy in decline. There's no question about it.
This was not something they did lightly, but all the arrows point to this being a decent deal for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I can't see the negative is who you replace Mankins with, but I think that they've played without him before and they know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I think Belichick felt that way, and he also got he drafted a couple of linemen, in the last couple
3
years.
offensive linemen.
See, I mean, they did that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an NFL player and they draft your position, you better be top notch. You better be a wake up call for you, because in the NFL it's all about younger and cheaper, and basically it's the same way in real life.
Yeah, it is.
So that's it. I have spoken. And when I need to have these thoughts, I look to the bobblehead. And the bobblehead is me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Back when you were worth your contract.
Right, exactly.
If you ever were.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of opinion.
Right. 603-883-9900. Patriots trade Logan Mankins. What do you think about that? Let's change the subject here real quick, Tom, before we get on to our last segment, before we get on vacation. And that is basically this. Patriots have one more game. It's against the Giants. It's this Thursday. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be getting the start. He's going to play most of the game.
Start. Jimmy likes starting.
Jimmy's going to play the whole game.
Jimmy's going to play the whole game.
Jimmy's wearing new shoes.
Jimmy likes playing the whole game.
Right. Matt the Stat has no idea what we're talking about right now.
Jimmy's going to do good.
Matt, do you ever watch Seinfeld? Do you ever watch Seinfeld, Matt the Stat?
No.
Never?
No,
You've never watched it in your life?
Nope.
Oh, man. You need some culture there, Matt the Stat. You need a little bit of culture in your life. That's what you need.
Matt needs a lot of things.
Yeah. Anyways, the Jimmy is an episode of Seinfeld.
Matt saved himself today, by the way.
Saved himself from what?
He said he redeemed himself.
I created the whole show.
Because he was supposed to get that UFC fighter on.
Oh, he was supposed to make the call.
He was supposed to answer the call.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do it.
Oh.
He was in here,
So how did you save the show exactly?
Well, he brought us the news about.
The news that I certainly would never have seen right here on my computer screen.
But he did it before.
If Matt the Stat hadn't come in
I
here.
did it before you.
Said that.
But he beat you to it.
Well, that's because I had my stuff on the interview we were doing up on the screen.
We all have excuses.
Right.
Some better than
But
others.
he did. Did we say you could talk?
We went right to commercial.
You didn't say I couldn't.
And we knew that right before the commercial. I'll say it right now. That no, it's okay. But no, I said I had my stuff up here from the interview that we were doing.
I'm not going to.
Someone had to.
Look, I'm not saying that he's perfect. All right, I'm just saying he screwed up.
Well, he said he built the whole show today.
No, he's
walked in here with a tweet that someone else wrote, and that's building the show. Give me a break.
He's saying that.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Well, just so we're clear.
Built a talking point. How's that?
Yeah, I know.
You didn't build anything. You brought in a phone with a tweet on it. That's not building a show. That's just pointing out a tweet to somebody. There's a difference, isn't there? No? Tom, you're just going to sit back there right now?
No, I just said he redeemed himself. That's all.
He did redeem himself.
Yeah,
Matt the Stat, thank you for your help today.
You're welcome.
Thank you, now leave.
Now get the hell out of here. 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. Text the show, 50352. When we come back, can I finish? Tom, I can taste it, can't you?
I'll be finished.
We'll be right back.
CSA Graphics offers the best screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items in the area. Everything is done in-house, which allows CSA to make just one or thousands of items. Whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or uniforms, CSA will increase your brand awareness and get the word out about your company. CSA Graphics considers customer service their top priority. Gary and his staff work directly with you to create your printed version in the most efficient and affordable manner possible.
Call CSA Graphics at 978-577-6427 or visit csagfx.com.
It's the final days of the Peters Kia Sign It and Drive It sales event. Stop in and drive out in a brand new 2014 Kia Soul. Just $225 a month with zero do-it signing. Choose the luxurious 2015 Optima LX. Now just $235 a month with zero due. Plus, every new Kia purchase comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and Peters' complimentary limited lifetime powertrain warranty. So you can drive forever completely worry-free. Details at peterskia.com.
Price includes security deposit, excludes sales tax if applicable.
Come to Bellman Jewelers in tax-free Manchester, New Hampshire to discover what the Bellman's Advantage is all about. Bellman's has always featured quality jewelry at a fair price with excellent service. Whether it's me or my husband, we always choose Bellman's because a majority of their finished jewelry and engagement mountings are manufactured in-house, eliminating the middleman, which saves us money. And of course, no sales tax. My husband knows to shop at Bellman's. Do you?
Bellman's Jewelers located at 1650 Elm Street in Manchester, or visit them online at bellmans.com. Cool Sculpting is a breakthrough non-invasive procedure that noticeably eliminates fat without surgery. Cool Sculpting targets and freezes fat cells, causing their natural death in the treatment area. No incisions, no downtime. This is not a weight loss solution, but the results will last as long as you maintain a healthy lifestyle. Is Cool Sculpting right for you? Mention this ad for a free Cool Sculpting consultation and visit Waldman Plastic Surgery and Dermatology.com or call 603-577-5559 today.
The Hanover Street Chop House has taken fine dining in the city of Manchester to a whole new level. We know about the food, the hand-cut steaks, the chops, the fresh fish, but now you can eat like a king at lunchtime as well with their new business lunch, which features 3 courses for just $15. Sip some wine at the piano bar or check out the new Raw Bar every Thursday. It's the Hanover Street Chop House, 149 Hanover Street in Manchester. Place your reservation at 603-644-CHOP. That's 644-2467, or visit HanoverStreetChopHouse.com.
New Hampshire Steel Fabricator specializes in the design, fabrication, and installation of miscellaneous metal packages for the construction industry. Founded in 1981, the company is now recognized throughout New England as a leading supplier of custom architectural metalwork. All of their products are skillfully crafted to the highest industry standard of quality workmanship and competitively priced to maintain the bottom line. Call 603-668-3464 or visit nhsteelfab.com.
Coming to a theater near you, a chance to help fight cancer. The Jimmy Funds Theater Collection program hits the big screen for its 65th year this summer in participating National Amusements theaters from June 13th to July 31st in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and Ohio. So when that canister comes down your aisle, remember your support helps further cancer care and research at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston. For more information about how to give or volunteer, please visit jimmyfund.org.
You like sports? We've got it all right here on ESPN New Hampshire. Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Breaking news out of Foxborough. The Patriots have agreed to a trade with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that will send Logan Mankins, 6-time Pro Bowl guard Logan Mankins, to Tampa in exchange for tight end Timothy Wright and a 4th-round pick. This deal will be finalized once everybody gets their physicals taken. Logan Mankins, a 6-time All-Pro and Pro Bowler. Patriots preparing for their preseason finale against the Giants on Thursday at MetLife Stadium. Coach Bill Belichick announced the rookie Jimmy Garoppolo will be the starter. He's expected to play most, if not all, of the game. So far in the preseason, Garoppolo's 24 for 37 with 334 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. Pats and Giants kick off at 7:30 on Thursday. The Red Sox had their 8-game losing streak snapped last night when they beat the Blue Jays 4-3 in 10 innings. Koji Uehara had issues again, allowed 300 runs to score, blowing his 4th save of the year. Clay Buchholz got the start. He was 2 outs away from a complete game shutout. Instead, he got a no decision.
Here's the pitch. And it is a little high and inside, ball 4. The bases are loaded. Clay, I think, thought that was a strike. Here comes John Farrell with Adam Lynn coming up. And he wants Koji right now.
I'm Christian Arcan. The Sports Center is brought to you by Infiniti of Nashua, the official luxury car of the Boston Red Sox.
Christian and King on ESPN New Hampshire, 603-883-9900.
All right, we're back on Christian and King, and we promised that if we saw Jacina Anderson on screen once again talking about...
They took her off.
Oh, damn it, we missed it.
God, she didn't even get that far. Because I've written the script, what do you call it?
Well, how am I going to know who showered with who, Tom?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
They took her off.
God. ESPN, get with it. If you're going to tell me who Michael Sham's showering with, you better tell me every hour on the hour.
They cut. This time they cut it off.
Unbelievable.
This is not. This is their Sports Center. It's not on regular ESPN because it's on tennis on regular.
Okay. Red Sox back in action tonight, trying to build off their win last night in Toronto and to take on the Blue Jays again. Ruby De La Rosa and R.A. Dickey, the pitching matchup in that one, in games that don't really count anymore. But the big story, of course, the New England Patriots, who are gearing up for their fourth and final preseason game, which is this Thursday against the G-Men, have traded Logan Menkins. We've talked a lot about this since we heard the news. I believe that this is going to be a good trade. I do feel a little bit iffy about the offensive line right now. I felt like Menkins was a real leader in that unit, and now they don't really have one. I mean, who's the leader of the O-line right now? Wendell, Connolly, Solder? I mean, who would you say is now the guy that people will turn to to lead by example?
If you've ever talked to Nate Solder, it ain't him.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, my God.
Are you saying he's not putting his University of Colorado education to good use, Tom King? Is that what you're implying?
Nate Solder is a man who's very careful about his words.
Oh.
I can't see Nate Solder leading anybody through anything.
Okay.
He is a follower, not a leader. That's my guess.
All right.
That's just my
That's
guess.
your opinion. You know better than me. I don't know.
That's
all I know is he's a proud Buffalo.
That's just my
like me.
Exactly. Yep, I know.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, and Nate Solder doesn't get that excited.
No, he doesn't.
No, Nate Solder's. I mean, Logan Menkins is always very even keeled too.
Yeah, he was.
You know, but Nate Solder is kind of like.
Not on the field though. On the field, Menkins used to go after people.
Menkins is still the same way.
Psychopath.
He's a nut. He's a nut.
Which you like to have in a guy like that, you know?
Yep.
It's nice to see.
That's a very good question.
What?
Who leads that offensive line?
Yeah.
You know? I gotta think it might be Connolly. He's been there the longest.
Yeah.
You know? Wendell a little bit. Vollmer's been there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been hurt a lot. So you got me. It ain't Solder. It ain't Solder. I just don't see it. Nate Solder, I mean, Menkins was quiet, but when you talked to Menkins, you knew you were talking to a veteran and a guy who always knew what he was talking about, and he was somebody they always trotted out there. Solder just doesn't say a whole lot and kind of is very quiet about the way he says it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see him being a big leader. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah. And Menkins, again, not, even-keeled guy, but definitely a leader on the field. A guy on the field who, if there was anybody mixing it up, or anybody taking a late shot at Brady or whatever, Menkins was right in his face and giving him the business.
Yeah, do you see anybody doing that now?
Hell no, I don't see anybody doing that.
I
Marcus Cannon I like, but I don't think he's that kind of guy.
No.
Connolly and Wendell, I think, are both, but I don't think there's anybody really with any edge. There's no edge in that O-line anymore. And I don't know if that's necessarily something you need. What you need reliability, you need strength, you need that sort of thing. Do you need edge? You need edge in other positions. I think you do on offensive line. I mean, that is a physical position.
Clearly need edge. In offensive line, their players, like you say, Menkins was a perfect example. Their off-field persona is different than their on-field persona.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you have to look at.
Yeah.
And look, they've talked about this, and they've looked at it, and they've analyzed it all. They obviously feel they have the people there that can handle the situation.
Yeah.
And basically with the offensive line, they have different meetings and everything else, but they're going to hear a voice. And that voice is going to be their quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And their quarterback is going to get on them if they're not doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the other factor, too.
All right, Tom, before we get to Can I Finish, I think it only makes sense that we end this on a little game show. And that game show is rank those Bill Belichick stunning moves. Tom King, we got 5 of them. Logan Menkins, Richard Seymour, Mike Vrabel, Lawyer Malloy.
Why is Vrabel a stunning move?
When he got traded, I think that was a big surprise. When they traded Vrabel. All right, so you put him down at the bottom. Whatever. We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Right.
Lawyer Malloy, Richard Seymour, Mike Vrabel, Randy Moss, and now Logan Menkins. How would you rank those 5 moves by Bill Belichick?
Malloy 1.
Malloy number 1, the most surprising.
Malloy number 1, the most surprising by far. Maybe Menkins 2.
Okay.
It was Moss.
I put Seymour ahead of Menkins.
Moss 3.
Wow, you're putting Seymour at 4th?
Well, no, I forget about Seymour. All right, Seymour 3rd, Moss 4th, and then
Vrabel 5th.
Vrabel way down.
Vrabel, whatever. Who cares about Vrabel?
Yeah.
I would go I think Seymour was a bigger surprise than this was. I put Seymour number 1.
I'm trying to remember.
I go Seymour, Malloy, Menkins, Moss, Vrabel. That's how I'd go. Because when Moss got traded at that point, I mean, he was already, making crazy comments, and he'd sort of worn out his welcome, and I just sort of felt like, okay, big deal. Randy Moss is gone.
Well, what are you talking about, Moss being traded?
When they traded him away.
Getting Moss?
No, when they traded him away.
Oh, he was done. Well, he's 4th on my list anyway.
Okay.
That's 4th on my list. So.
And when they traded for Moss, I don't know. I mean, when they traded for Moss and I first heard that, I thought, okay, this could be a great move, but it could also be a really bad move. I wasn't stunned by it. I figured he was a disgruntled guy at the end.
Malloy, Seymour, and Menkins are the top 3.
Yeah.
You can mix them up any way you want. I think Malloy is always going to be number 1.
Malloy will be number 1 for you?
That was a shocker.
Yeah. I'd go Seymour, Malloy, Moss, Vrabel. That's my top 5.
Okay.
All right, and with that in mind, let's get moving along here. It's time for our final Can I Finish? Until next Tuesday.
Can I finish? 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 Please, can I finish?
I can't answer your question unless you let me finish.
Hold it there, cracker boy. I'm not finished.
All right, Tom King, this Can I Finish comes to us from the state of Vermont, where a sign advertising the bacon at a diner in Vermont has been taken down after a Muslim resident complained about the sign on the internet and sparked a massive backlash against the restaurant, Sneakers Bistro. In June...
Sneakers?
It's called Sneakers Bistro.
Sneakers, all right.
Curious name for a diner, but
I was just going to say, there's a sneaker in my soup.
Exactly. In June, in return for taking part in a local volunteer initiative to plant flower beds in the city's traffic medians, the diner was awarded a sign on a lamppost that said, "Yield for Sneakers Bacon." A woman took issue with the sign, calling it insensitive to those who don't eat pork. The woman's objection, which she posted online, prompted several Facebook and Yelp comments calling on Sneakers Bistro to take down the sign. The diner's owners contacted the woman to apologize and tell her the sign has been removed. "We are here to serve people breakfast, not politics," the owners wrote in a separate Facebook post. "We removed the sign that was located on public property as a gesture of respect for our diverse community." The mayor of the town, Winooski, Vermont, commended the diner for taking down the sign. "The cool part of living in a diverse community is that it's not always comfortable," Mayor Catherine Deek DeCaro told the television network. "It's a fascinating place with lots of opportunities for conversation. The city has to pay attention to a lot of factors while acting within what we can regulate." I'm sorry, am I the only one here who thinks that if you see a sign for a piece of meat that you're religiously not allowed to eat, don't go to the freaking restaurant, you whiny a-hole? What are you doing? Taking down the sign. Why should they have to take down the sign? Should they stop serving the bacon because their one Muslim resident there in Winooski, Vermont has a problem with it? And what the hell right does some resident have to come up and say, "Hey, I'm a Muslim, I'm offended by the sign, you should take it down"? If you're a Muslim and you don't like bacon, don't go eat the bacon. It's simple. And lots of other people think bacon's delicious.
I would.
We shouldn't be able to see the sign because one person's not allowed to eat it. F you! I don't care if you're allowed to eat it or not.
I would just change the sign.
Unbelievable.
I would just change the sign to say, "If you can't bring home the bacon."
If there's any Muslim people listening right now and you're offended by what I'm saying, listen, I have no problem with the fact that you can't eat bacon.
What did the sign say? What was it?
It said break for Sneakers Bacon.
Break for Sneakers Bacon.
Yeah. That's it.
Wow.
And someone had a big problem with that because, according to their religion, they're not allowed to eat bacon, which, listen, I think that's great. If you're so religious that you're going to follow all of those things. But don't force that on me. Don't force that on all the people who have no religious objection to eating the bacon. If they want to eat bacon and they want to know where to eat the bacon, they should be able to see a sign for Sneakers Bacon and say, "I want to go eat the bacon over there." And I don't give a damn how many Muslim people are in the town. You don't like it, don't go there. Don't start calling and complaining that I can't eat it, so there shouldn't be a sign. Get over it, you babies. Jesus. That would never fly in New Hampshire. Ever.
No, it would.
You try that in New Hampshire, you'll get laughed right off the phone, and that's how it should be. Friggin' hippies in Vermont, I swear to God. It's unbelievable. And I'm not one of those right-wing people. I'm not left-wing or right-wing or anything. But stuff like this pisses me off.
Those hippies! Oh, my, you sounded like me!
Stuff like this really gets to me.
You sound like me!
And then in Vermont, they're saying, "Oh, well, we're happy to take down the sign because we're so diverse and so what." You're Vermont. You're not diverse. We know exactly how diverse Vermont is. It's about as diverse as New Hampshire, which is to say, not very. All right? So spare me with that crap, Vermont. And show some balls. Jeez. bacon. Oh, better take it down. Our one Muslim resident was offended. Even if they were offended, they have no right to be offended.
I wonder if that's where
my
Jet
Can I
cornerback Dimitri Patterson went.
Yeah, he was up in Vermont. Eating the bacon.
When he showed up on game day and then just put his suit and tie on and walked out and didn't come back.
Yeah.
All right, this is great. This is great. Obviously, Dimitri felt he acted. This is John Insick. Obviously, Dimitri felt he acted appropriately, but until we discussed it last night, you don't understand. And this is great. And to be honest, we're still trying to understand all that went behind it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not characterize it. In other words, this guy is.
We're about to go join him, by the way.
We're about to go join him.
We're out of here. We'll be back a week from Tuesday. I want to say thanks to our guest, Joe Lozon.
How will these people survive without us for a week?
And thanks to all the callers, texters, and tweeters. Talk to you on Tuesday. Everybody have a great week and a great weekend.
Long farewell.
Later.